Welcome to the first ever episode of Pro-Am Tabletop. Now currently, right now, life is crazy for me. It is my senior year of college. My mother, she is moving houses. So when I am back home, it's just like everything is chaotic. So right now, as you can see behind me, very briefly, is a very temporary setup for when I'm back home. And then when I'm in college, just a real temporary setup of what I have. But this week's episode, we are working on a printable scenery, the Triceratops. I'll just give a little quick look, real quick right here. This is what we're going to be working on. He was a fun and quick mini to paint and to do and to print. For as big a model as this, he did not take super long. But be sure to stay tuned for what you're about to watch. I hope y'all enjoy it immensely. This is a very first episode on this channel, so be sure to show a bunch of support if you do like it. Thanks, and let's get into the video. So here I am now going to start assembling the pieces after they are done 3D printing. There was a lot of leftover support on it, so I needed to clean those off, so I decided to grab some of my snippers and I started snipping them away where there were extra bits and pieces here and there. And then because something with this file was kind of off, and so there were just a lot of supports that just need to be taken out that didn't come off very easily. So from there, I grabbed a little sander and I helped sand them down, kind of smoothing it all out, make it nice and smooth. The nice thing with this, with it being like this tree bark thing, is you didn't have to make it perfect because it would hide it. So with this portion, each of the connecting parts, they had like this ball and socket joint system. The issue with that is usually a lot of times with resin, there can be a little bit of warping, and that was the case in my thing. So the parts weren't fitting perfectly well. So I just decided to go ahead and snap it off and then sand it down pretty flat. And that helped quite a bit for making the parts pretty smooth and butt up right against each other. But it still wasn't great. And with doing this, I was definitely in a rush. You can use like green stuff or Milliput to fill in those lines and those gaps, but I decided against it because literally the next day of doing this step, I was doing a D&D session. So here I'm doing the legs. These had a lot of cleanup, took a while, and there was a lot of gap on these legs because the body itself was actually two different parts, and so it didn't fit up quite perfectly. And so with that, there was just a lot going on with the legs. But honestly, once it's painted up and everything with that black primer and then just all the brown and everything, you can hardly even see the cracks, especially on the legs. So that turned out pretty nice. So from there, I'm going ahead, I'm almost done with it pretty much. I just have this one last leg, and as you can see, it's an absolutely amazing model by Printable Scenery. So just kind of messing with it, trying to get that as tight as possible, using that glue to kind of help. And at this point, I've already have the tail on, and I'm just adding the head to the body and just letting it sit there. So here it is. I'm going to go ahead and zoom it out for y'all so y'all can actually see. And you can kind of see those gaps like I was saying, but it's not too bad, honestly. So an absolutely beautiful model, and this will be incredibly easy to paint here soon. So I went ahead and did a black coat and now I am spraying it with a Dryad Bark by Games Workshop. And then I am highlighting it with the dry brush with just the normal brown Vallejo. And then I'm even doing a lighter one. I believe it's Troll Claws by Army Painter. And then not only that, but he had a little bit of like these shrubs and moss thing on him, so I painted it a dark green, and then on top of it I put the Kraken Army Painter green on it, and that'll dull down, but it still gives a good little pop because there is a lot of brown on this model. So yeah, just kind of showing it. My hat's in the way, but that's okay. So from here, I decided in my campaign there's something going on with the forest. Maybe there's a curse or something like that. And so I decided I want his eyes to be red. So I went ahead and spray painted his eyes white as a good base coat to help that red pop. Because if you just did the red over the brown, it'd be pretty dull. And so I'm just putting a couple layers of that on really quickly, and then I'm just putting that red on to help it pop. and it definitely did that. So I'm excited. I've already actually played this session with my my players, with my group, and they absolutely loved it. It was a blast in the woods. They helped kind of bring down this beast, but didn't actually kill it because it was a friend of the druid, so it's just something interesting. So here's the final product. I hope y'all enjoy, and I'll soon have to work on my camera expertise because that needs help. So top where we printed and then we cleaned and painted this Printable Sceneries Triceratops, or Triceratops, I think is what they call it. But just a really quick build, and literally, not kidding guys, an hour from now, he's about to be on the table for the group. So this was something I had to crank out super quickly. But I hope y'all enjoyed it. This is just a really quick painting, nothing special, nothing crazy. But it was just something that needed to be done really quick, and I thought I'd make a video of it. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. Let me know if y'all did. It would be much appreciated. And maybe where to go with this channel, since it is brand new, where we might go and take it. I don't know. So I hope you liked it, most importantly. If you did, give it a huge thumbs up. It would be much appreciated. And if you would help subscribe, that would help more people get to see this. More people like you who enjoy this. But yeah. Thank you once again for watching this very first episode ever of Pro-Am Tabletop, and see you next time.